Hi everyone, my name is Katie Fitbrit, and today I'm going to bring you your kettlebell sport tip of the day. I'm going to talk about the Olympic Snatch, also known as the survival snatch, that many kettlebell sport lifters utilize at the end of a 10-minute set. So first, let's just talk about the snatch in general. If you haven't checked out my intro to the snatch video, please check that out before watching the rest of this video. In kettlebell sport, we are always trying to be as efficient as possible because we are trying to get maximum number of repetitions in 10 minutes. That means we want the kettlebell to travel on a pendulum as it's swinging between the legs. So as it's going from the front of our body to the back of our body, we want to utilize that arc of the bell as much as we can throughout the set. So I'll show you what that looks like. Ideally, you would want to use this pendulum swing method for all 10 minutes. So if the pendulum snatch is the most efficient way to lift the kettlebell for 10 minutes, why would you need any other style? Well, there's two different reasons why you might use an Olympic or survival snatch. The first one is for speed. For some people, doing the pendulum swing is going to take longer than going straight up or down with the bell. So you can get a faster RPM, especially at the end of your set, by using the Olympic or survival snatch. Reason number two is that as your forearm starts to fatigue during the set, this is a way where you can continue to snatch without putting as much risk into dropping the bell or just totally fatiguing out your forearm so that you just can't lift the bell anymore. The survival snatch will allow you to still get more repetitions and be able to lock out the bell overhead even when you feel like you've got that claw, like your forearm is just totally shot. This will be a way for you to eke out those last 10 to 20 reps. So now you might be interested and intrigued and want to know, well, what is this Olympic or survival snatch? How do I do it? So first of all, you're going to be cutting out that nice long backswing that you do at the beginning of your set. You cut that out because as your forearm gets tired, letting the bell go that far back is going to be too challenging. You won't be able to hang on to the bell anymore. So you'll cut your pendulum out. You'll keep your arm really tight to your body, and the bell is going to travel straight up and down. So it's going to be more like a hardstyle snatch or more like a squat where you're using your legs to launch that bell overhead. So I'm going to show you what the Olympic or survival snatch looks like, and then we'll talk through how to practice this technique. So I'm going to start with a couple of pendulum snatches just so you can see the difference, and then you'll be able to notice when I transition into the Olympic snatch. So the biggest difference you'll notice when I was doing the Olympic style snatch as opposed to the pendulum is what my legs are doing. My legs are now just dropping into a squat, into a bent position, and then straightening. So instead of me straightening and extending those hamstrings in the backswing, I'm no longer doing it. In fact, at this point, you want to use the legs and not use the arms. Your forearm is just going to be shot at this point, and you want to use the legs to get that bell overhead. So the technique for this Olympic snatch is going to be different from a regular snatch, of course. Turning the bell is going to remain the same. You're going to turn the bell. As soon as you've turned that bell, you're going to shrug the shoulder in and bring your arm in as close as possible, okay? Because we want to just have more of like a straight line, or as close to a straight line as possible with the bell traveling up, down. So we're just going to get get aggressive now and use our legs to just get out those final reps. So come in, arm in tight. From there, you're going to absorb the downward motion of the kettlebell by squatting, breaking that bell, and then exploding from the hips to launch that bell back overhead. So there really should be no pulling from the hands and the arm. The hand is just kind of holding on to it. You should be able to do this technique even if you're just barely hanging onto that bell. You should still be able to just launch from your legs to get it into the overhead position for another rep. One of the key mistakes I see people make at the end of their 10-minute set with snatch is that as they get fatigued, this elbow starts to flare out, the arm stays really far from the body, they let their chest drop down, boom, the bell hits the ground, your set is over. So that's where keeping the shoulder and the arm in tight is going to be really key at the end of your set. If you're trying to do this Olympic snatch, it won't work if you turn the bell and you let your chest come down. So the only thing moving downwards are your legs, your chest will stay up, your arm will stay tight, and only your legs move down as you absorb, break the bell, and then launch it back up overhead. So I'll do some more reps for you, and I'll try to really emphasize the leg drive and the bell moving in that straight up and down motion. One last element of the Olympic snatch I want to touch upon is breathing. As I mentioned before, this is going to be utilized towards the end of your set when you're either tired, your grip's exhausted, or you're just trying to get out those last few reps. You want to go a little faster, cut your backswing short, and make it to your goal number. So your breathing should be aggressive. You're getting aggressive with these reps, that means that your breathing should get aggressive as well. If your breathing's relaxed, you're not going to get the same benefit and your legs aren't going to snap as much as they should to launch that bell overhead. So breathing will be the same pattern as a regular snatch, just more aggressive. So that means inhale as the bell's dropping, exhale, inhale, and with a sharp exhale at the top. So I'm going to really emphasize that, just do 5 reps or so with really exaggerating my breathing. And really, you should be able to hear someone breathing at the end of their set. Their heart rate's up, they're gritting it all out. That breathing should become audible. So the Olympic or survival snatch is just a tool to put into your toolbox, into your arsenal of methods of how to snatch the kettlebell and how to survive a 10-minute set. So you could potentially use this method for your entire 10-minute set, but in my opinion, you'd probably wear out your forearm a little faster. It's too aggressive for the entire set. So it's just going to be a tool for you to utilize towards the end of your set. If you're losing your grip or you need to go a little bit faster in that last minute, this will be the perfect way for you to do that.